Coach Babb.
Good evening and welcome to Arkadelphia High School for tonight's 4A7 conference matchup between the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers and Badgers and Nashville Scrapperettes and Scrappers. Good evening. Glad you're with us. This is Chris Babb. Joining me for the girls' game will be Badger assistant basketball coach Garrett Garner. And so we're looking forward to having Garrett with us to talk about this game between the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers and the Nashville Scrapperettes. A tough task ahead for the Lady Badgers. It is senior night, as this is the final home game of the 2018-19 season. Believe it or not, senior night for basketball is already here, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, Garrett, and the speed of which basketball season goes. But before we get started tonight, let's go down to public address announcer Steve Patterson as he welcomes us and presents our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Badgers of the Nation. And this conference matchup will be visiting Nashville High School and your Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. At this time, we ask that you stand in honor of America and our true service home around the world as we present to you our national anthem.
All right, that was our national anthem. Again, we welcome you to Arkadelphia High School for tonight's 4A7 conference matchup between the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers and the Nashville Scrapperettes. Coach Garner, it's hard to believe that it's senior night. That means the regular season is winding down. Obviously, being with the junior high teams, you had your final game last night. We'll talk about that as the night goes on. But basketball season, once it gets here, it seems to go pretty quickly.
We always talk about, Chris, when we get to the Christmas break, it seems to be downhill. You're playing 2 games every night, conference season. There's nothing like it. I expect tonight to be a fast-paced game between these 2 teams. Both teams like to get up and down the floor, and that's right now everybody's playing for seeding once we get down to the final couple of games here. There's a lot on the line here tonight, especially for the boys' game, but here in the girls' game, too, can improve their seeding and get ready for postseason play.
The 4A7 district tournament will be held February 11th through the 16th at Mena High School, and these 2 teams are looking for improve their seeding. The higher seed you have, the easier your road is to qualify for the 4A South Regional, and we'll cover that as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Nashville Scrapperettes. At guard, number 14, Alexis Prescott. At guard, also Rayleigh Potter, number 20. Number 25 is Eric Bratato. Number 30, Macy Morris. And number 10, LaShannon Cooper. The starting lineups for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers, it's on senior night, and the 3 seniors in the starting lineup for the Lady Badgers tonight. Those seniors, as you see on the court coming out right now, Jamari Whitaker, Mary Jane Adame, and Hannah Fanaki, the 3rd senior, getting ready to be introduced. And they will be joined on the floor to start the game by Haven Cooper, the lone junior on the team, and Haley Nix, sophomore forward for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. Nashville is coached by Ron Alexander, Arkadelphia by head coach Jonathan Klein. And Garrett, as you look into this game and this Lady Badger team, it's a team that you've seen a lot of these games just as have I. And on these broadcasts, we've previously talked about The Lady Badgers the last few weeks have done a lot better job of taking care of the ball, moving the ball. It's just a matter of knocking down shots, and you got to feel like at some point those shots will start going in, then it could be fun to go.
Nothing better than here on senior night for that to all come together. Chris, as you mentioned, there's just been one or two things that have missed for this Lady Badger team throughout this season, and they're starting to get to full strength and getting healthy, and hopefully right here, right at the right time. Hope tonight the Jamari won't be as fast-paced, and Nashville's going to try to speed her up and try to get her to turn it over early.
Macy Morris in the jump center for Nashville. Hannah Fanaki for Arkadelphia. Quickly, Arkadelphia has the ball, and Jamari Whitaker will set things up for the Arkadelphia Badgers into Fanaki. Thought she might go up for the power move, but instead gets it to Haley Nix. And Arkadelphia still with the first possession. Turnover for Arkadelphia, and that ball will go over to the Scrapperettes. See how Arkadelphia comes out defensively in this first possession.
Really would like to see Nix right there pull up, Chris, and go ahead and get a easy basket right there on the baseline early on.
Arkadelphia comes out in a zone defense. A missed three-pointer from Alexis Prescott, an offensive rebound, and a putback no good. And Jamari Whitaker quickly the other way, up and in for the first points of the game. And Arkadelphia quickly takes a 2-0 lead.
That's one thing the senior's going to have to do, push the ball in transition, not let them get set up in their 1-3-1 defense.
Another three-pointer, almost from the exact same spot, is the exact same result. And Nashville gets an offensive rebound, now another offensive rebound. And Mary Jane Adame gets a block shot out of bounds, but that's a block shot that shouldn't have been on the stat sheet because it's an offensive rebound that was allowed by Arkadelphia.
Yeah, second and third chance points are what Nashville feeds off of, so Arkadelphia's got to do a better job on the backside of that zone, boxing out and rebounding. Nashville
coached by longtime Scrapperette head coach Ron Alexander. These two teams met last year in the 4A7 district tournament, and Arkadelphia got a last-second win, sending them to the 4A South Regional. Nice job of defense there by the Lady Badgers, forcing the turnover. Good double team there on the defender on the block.
It's hard to throw it over the top of Hannah once she exposes her height here, and she's definitely the tallest thing on the floor tonight, and hopefully she can use it on the offense end right here.
The Scrapperettes won the first matchup between these two teams. Got a little physical down there in Scrapper Arena. As you would expect, Mary Jane Adame with a runner from the baseline is no good, and Potter with the rebound. Here comes Jamari Whitaker with a chance for a blocked shot, but Potter is able to get around Jamari, and we're tied at 2. Boy, Jamari gets up and down the floor, and Garrett, we've talked about it this year. Obviously, you hadn't been with us, but the innate ability. Three-pointer on the way from Haley Nix interrupts my story, but that's all right. We'll take it. But the innate ability by Jamari Whitaker to be back on the 2-on-1 and be the one on the defensive fast break and get a block shot, we'll probably see it at some point tonight before this game is over.
That was a good Euro step there by the Scrapperette player, and Jamari with the steal right here looking to push it in transition.
Nice give off to Haven Cooper. Tries to go back to Jamari. Wasn't quite expecting it. And the layup was no good. Kind of caught herself a little bit too far under the basket. I think she was probably expecting Haven to shoot that one.
Yeah, a little too pass happy right there. You like to see Haven just go right up with it, but this is an unselfish team, and sometimes they just got to understand what's a good shot and what's not.
Another three-pointer from the left wing. That's going to be good, and we're tied at 5. A better-looking shot that time in rhythm from Rayleigh Potter.
Yeah, good ball movement there around the perimeter, and stepped right into it, all in rhythm, and knocked it down.
Arkadelphia went with a three-quarter court zone trap, or zone pressure, and I think Coach Klein was trying to holler for the trap, but that's all it takes. As you know as a coach, if one person is out of sync and out of rhythm, the offense can bust the trap. Nice interior pass from Haven Cooper to Fanaki. Can't get the one to go from the block or the offensive rebound, and Nashville gets down quickly. The layup is no good. Rebound to Haven Cooper.
Very up-tempo here in the early minutes of this ball game, and Fanaki's got to impose her dominance on the block right here.
Haley Nix with a nice fake of the three-pointer. Her pass was intended for Fanaki, knocked out to Haven Cooper. Her 18-foot jumper from the right corner is no good, and now Nashville will slow things down a little bit. Now they're going to go inside and try to work on Hannah Fanaki. I think she might have gotten a piece of that one, And the rebound to Adame. And, yeah, these teams started a fast pace. You can kind of see now that the adrenaline may have worn off a little bit. And this tempo may slow down just a tad.
Yeah, Funaki did a good job right there of not fouling, stayed disciplined there with their defensive positioning. And now it's a lazy pass right there by Nix. And as you said, you could tell early on with this tempo that it's going to come down to which team's going to be able to withstand the conditioning.
Last home game for the Lady Badgers. They'll go on the road to Hope Tuesday, and then they'll wrap up the regular season Friday at Mena before they go back to Mena for the first round of the district tournament the week of February 11th. That schedule has not been set yet. Shot in the middle of the lane. Almost a pull-up jumper is no good. Arkadelphia almost allowed another offensive rebound, but they were able to corral that one. Haley Nix on the move. And the ball is knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Arkadelphia. Sub into the game for Nashville, that's Chloe Graham. She will replace Alexis Prescott in the Scrapperette lineup.
Chris, what you start to see, too, is when you start having those long rebounds and them getting just one hand on it, that goes into the conditioning level, and the players being just a little bit tired here early on. You start to see some wild passes just like right there.
Jamari Whitaker tried to make up for the offensive turnover, not her turnover. She did a nice job of hustling back. Couldn't quite get position on Graham, and Jamari is whistled for her first foul. First foul called in the game, almost 5 minutes into it. As we reset our clock. First free throw on the way from Graham is good, and the Scrapperettes have their first lead of the game at 6-5. Wholesale substitutions for the Lady Badgers. Coach Klein going 5 in, 5 out. And so take a look at the new ones coming in for Arkadelphia. Kaylin Rook-Sims, Ashari Whitaker, Olivia Locke, Hannah Calhoun, and Kyler Hayes getting into the game. So Coach Klein may have been using that as a timeout. Hannah Funaki steps out with that first group.
Yeah, don't see this group all on the floor at the same time very often, so maybe to give a little spark here early on. Can't give in to the pressure.
Well, and over on the far sideline, I see Coach Klein talking to the 5 who started. It's almost like he might be using this as a somewhat of a breather and a timeout, as opposed to calling a timeout, but getting this group some work, and also take time to instruct on the far side.
Yeah, Olivia right there just got caught out of position just enough. She makes just a half a step over. You'd like to see her cut the ball handler off there, but good strong move there by the Scrapperette player.
Yeah, Rayleigh Potter was able to get inside position on Olivia Locke. Goes to the free throw line. It's good. 3 for 3 from the free throw line for the Scrapperettes to this point. And they have a 3-point lead, trying to make it 4, and they call that the announcer jinx. And on that time, we'll take it because it went in Arkadelphia's favor. Good hustle that time on the missed free throw, as Nashville was able to keep the ball alive. Alternating possession will stay with Nashville. And Arkadelphia got caught in bad position there on the inbounds play, G, and looks like for Nashville, LaShannon Cooper is going to go to the free throw line after she was fouled.
One thing Coach Alexander's known for is drawing up good inbound plays. He's very much a stickler for trying to steal away some easy baskets right underneath when he has an opportunity there, and you see it. Great play drawn up. A little lackadaisical defense right here, and it looks like the starters are fixing to make a return back into this ball game.
Arkadelphia fortunate there to retain possession. Kaylin Rook-Sims down to the right side to Kyler Hayes. And a turnover. Arkadelphia able to get back. Three-pointer on the way from Potters, no good, but a foul is going to be called on Olivia Lott. And they're going to say that one was on the shot. I understand, I saw why the whistle was blown. I thought it was after the shot, after she had already landed, but the official did say that the foul was on the shot, and so Potter's going to go to the line for 3 free throws and try to extend this Scrapperette lead. And to this point, the Scrappers have only missed 1 free throw of their 6 attempts,
and Chris,
7 attempts.
And you're starting to see more of that called throughout all landscape of basketball where they're trying to give the shooter an opportunity to go up and go straight down without worrying about somebody coming up underneath them. And I'm like you, I thought maybe she was all the way down at that point and it was after the shot, but needless to say, Potter's making them pay here, making all three.
So Whitaker, Nix, Funaki, Cooper, and Adame back into the game for Arkadelphia. And Nashville has extended this lead to 12-5 after Rayleigh Potter stays hot from the free throw line. Haley Nix passes up the 17-foot jumper. Nice ball fake. The rebound controlled by Haven and just panicked with the ball a little bit errant of a shot there. And the ball will go over to the Scrapperettes. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you'd like to see Cooper just settle in just a little bit right there and almost like a hot potato. She tried to get rid of it so quick and realized she had a little bit more time.
That should be off the foot of the Scrapperette. That is Eric Bertado, and it will go over to Arkadelphia. Nice double team there. And the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers will take the ball, walk it up the floor. That's point guard Jamari Whitaker. And trying to get a set, Whitaker and Nix running the guard positions on the outside.
Rim just a little bit unkind there to Nix, but the one thing you see about that 1-3-1 is they catch it on the wing, Chris. They've got to look diagonal passes, and Arkadelphia's done that a couple of times and found some openings, just not been able to knock down the shots here early on.
Mary Jane has it knocked away from behind, 3-on-1 situation. Jamari Whitaker does a nice job at another Euro step move, and that Euro step, you see it more and more. Unfortunately, a lot of kids practice it and aren't very effective, but it's been effective twice so far for Nashville, and Arkadelphia has a quick shot, and that leads to Nashville in transition. The layup is high off the glass and no good. Tough rebound by Haley Nix.
Nix always has been a physical player, and she's going to pull up right here off the right wing and long rebound. And Coach Klein's kind of telling him to settle down right here. And to say that, Adame goes in for a strong drive.
Up and down pace for sure. Blocked by Jamari Whitaker. There we go. See if Jamari can get ahead of the Scrapperette defenders. Nice spin move. Dish off to Hannah Funaki. Good for Hannah Funaki. And that was a tremendous move in traffic by Jamari Whitaker and a nice dish to Funaki to get the basket to go, to stop the bleeding somewhat for Arkadelphia. Just need to come up here with a big stop and carry that momentum into the first quarter. As a coach, you know that last possession, this is a big one. It's early in the game, but it's still a big possession.
Whitaker there making a senior play on one end and leading the fast break to the other. And as you see now, clock's running down. Don't go in. That's good right there. Good stop right there, even though you hold your breath there when that ball's in the air.
You do. They get a shot off, but it's not the shot that Nashville probably wanted there. At the end of one, Nashville 14, Arkadelphia 7. You're watching Arkadelphia Lady Badger basketball in this 4A7 conference matchup between the Lady Badgers and the Scrapperettes. Chris Babb along with Garrett Garner. And Coach Garner, we talk about the end of the season being here. Coach Garner is the head junior high boys coach, and the Arkadelphia will be hosting the 4A7 district junior high tournament beginning tomorrow here at Arkadelphia High School. In 4 games tomorrow, 4 Monday, 2 Thursday. I know this is if you talk about your boys team, this is what they've been looking forward to all season, is this district tournament, and especially with it being at home.
Absolutely, Chris. Got a great group this year of 9th grade that they're hungry to play in front of their home crowd. Fortunate enough to be a top 2 seed, so have an opportunity to not play tomorrow and play Monday night at 7:15 here between either Malvern or DeQueen, depending on who wins the game at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
The Arkadelphia Lady Badgers under head coach Mandy Stevenson will play their first round game tomorrow. It's Saturday at 2:45 in the afternoon against the Bauxite Lady Miners. You'd like to see Haven Cooper to get going. You know, obviously nice rebound there by Haley Nix. A block shot by Macy Morris of Nashville. Gary, we've talked to those who have watched for the last couple of weeks. Haven Cooper has only been in the lineup for a couple of weeks now after suffering a knee injury and missing most of the season. Sure would like to see Haven get going somewhat offensively and being able, just for her confidence and her sake, and be able to get things going. Kyle, good hustle there on the up and under, a missed layup. She gets her own rebound, another up and under, and another offensive rebound for Nashville.
Those second, third chance points, Chris, I'm telling you, those usually come back to bite you, and those hurt the most. But as you're speaking on Cooper, you like to see her as a coach's kid understand, she's not going to try to do too much. Usually she knows what her role is, and in this instance right here, her conditioning level starting to get a little bit better, as we've seen over the past couple of weeks, and now just some confidence playing on that injured knee.
Chloe Graham with the missed shot, and Arkadelphia with an unforced error, trying to get back down the floor, and the ball will stay with the Scrapperettes.
Seems like right there Jamari was hollering for the ball for the outlet, and Hannah might have panicked just a little bit and decided to go to Nix, and Nix wasn't ready for it.
Another hustle play. Coach Klein's not going to be happy with those hustle plays. The offensive glass has really been kind to Nashville. Fortunately for the Lady Badgers, they haven't been able to cash in on those offensive rebounds, but nevertheless, way too many offensive rebounds for the Scrapperettes.
It's a tough one right there, and looked like an opportunity for Arkadelphia to get one inside. Jamari's going to have to get her eyes up right here and see Cooper. She does.
Nice give and go.
Nice. That's a good play.
Nice
right
play.
there.
Jamari Whitaker to Haven Cooper to Hannah Fanaki. Sorry about the camera work there, but that was a nice fast break execution by the Lady Badgers to get this game back to 5.
And those are type of plays there where you get a stop on one end, and then it leads out to the fast break, and you get a good basket and get this good home crowd into the ball game for these Lady Badgers. It's going to pay off here towards the end of the ball game.
Mary Jane Adame called for the foul. Thought we might want to see one of those calls where you have a player that has the ball on the outside and tries to pump fake and then gets the feet shuffling a little bit too quickly, but the officials did not rule that had happened, and so Nashville will retain possession under its own basket. Kaylin Rook-Sims checks into the game. Nice steal by Haven Cooper. Haven's going to give off to Jamari. She gets by Potter, 2-on-1. Jamari to Haven. Shot is blocked. Haven gets her own rebound. Didn't quite know where she was. And Macy Morris has the ball going the other way. Nice effort there by Kaylin Rook-Sims and Haven Cooper. Almost a steal. Now a shot from the jumper is too strong. Haley Nix gets the rebound.
And the one thing about Whitaker got her eyes off the basketball there, but one thing about having Whitaker and Kaylin both in the game, you kind of have 2 point guards that have a chance to push the ball in transition, and that's a very positive thing right here. It looks like Arkadelphia was caught napping right there and caught a break.
Caught a big break.
Looks like Cooper was walking her towards the bench when she saw the sub come up there, and
she thought there was a sub coming, and they didn't whistle it in, and Arkadelphia got extremely lucky there on 2 consecutive possessions.
They've caused some breaks early on. Now they just got to capitalize and get some shots falling here on the offensive end.
Yeah, despite the issues, it's only a 5-point game. Hannah Fanaki does a nice job of controlling her feet, but she was a little bit off balance. Couldn't get that one to go.
Yeah, you hate to see that right there. Hannah had the opportunity to hit a couple right around the basket early on, and the rim has been unkind, but you expect the senior to keep her composure and continue to fight for position inside. That's a good pass inside by Jamari, too, right over the top of the defender.
Haley Nix flashes for the steal there, but can't get it. Chloe Graham, excuse me, that's not Chloe Graham, that's Eric Bertato. She was trying to cut in front of the face of Kaylin Rook-Sims. Kaylin stopped the cut, but Bertato is able to knock down the 16-foot jumper from the baseline.
Starting to see Nashville kind of speed Arkadelphia up a little bit. I know they're trying to push it and not allow them to get set up in that 1-3-1, but at the same time, kind of playing into their hands just a little bit by not coming away with any kind of quality possession right there.
16-9 now as we come up on 4 minutes to go. Nice kick out from Miller. 3-pointer way off. Rebound to Fanaki. Jamari Whitaker 1-on-3. Decides to see what she decides to do. Dish off to Kaylin Rook-Sims. Back to the top of the key to Whitaker. And she'll penetrate. Again, nice skip pass to Nix. That's going to be a foul on Rayleigh Potter. Could have been on the hack. They let that one go, and then as Haley brought the ball across, she didn't give her enough space to go, and that is the first personal foul called against Nashville, and that gets a little bit of faux applause from the fans across the way.
Kind of would have liked to see Nix maybe right there as she caught the ball, maybe look to turn and throw it to Kaylin in the corner there, but needless to say, she got the foul. Good job there by Ashari sticking with it.
Ashari Whitaker went up. A lot of traffic there, no foul call, got her own rebound, and then she was able to go up and draw the foul. That foul was called on, I don't have a 13 on my roster, so.
More times than not.
Rhodes.
Yeah, more times than not, Chris, you'll see that Arkadelphia is not necessarily going to struggle with the height of a lot of teams. They've got a lot of good length and size even with Jamari. You look how athletic she is up there at the top of their zone from time to time. So rebounding shouldn't be an issue more times than not for Arkadelphia.
Olivia Locke keeps that one around. Ashari on the baseline. Dribbles around. Is blocked by the backboard. And a foul is going to be called on Hannah Fanaki, and that's going to send Nashville to the free throw line, as that is the 7th team foul called against Arkadelphia here in the first half. And the Scrapperettes will go to the free throw line. This is Rhodes' first trip to the free throw line on the night.
One thing you say about Arkadelphia early on, though, is they're being really aggressive. They just hadn't had some shots fall, and it was a tough, aggressive move there by Shari. Just kind of lost where she was at right underneath the basket, and unfortunately it led to a foul and free throws at the other end.
Nice rebound there by Ashari Whitaker, up ahead to Jamari. Jamari back to Ashari at the 15-foot mark. Shot up good for Ashari Whitaker. And it's a 2-possession game with 3:15 remaining here in the second quarter.
Credit to Ashari right there for finding her spot right on the elbow and settling right in. And sister to sister right there. And Arkadelphia now coming away with a good rebound.
Three-pointer was off to the left by Potter. Rebound to Ashari Whitaker. Ball to Jamari, and a foul is going to be called on Rayleigh Potter, and I believe that's at least her second personal foul. We'll see what the board pulls up. That is her second personal foul, third team foul against the Scrapperettes. And Arkadelphia has a chance to cut into this 6-point lead. Dangerous cross-court pass, although there was no Scrapperette there to steal it.
I'd like to see him try to continue to get the ball inside to Fanaki right there. She's got a girl posting her up right in front, and you would think that she has the advantage. Good drive there by Kaylin Ruick-Sims.
Kaylin gets to the baseline and draws the foul. And I think the foul was correct. Coach Alexander is wondering how the official who made the call had the view of that. Oh, she wasn't shooting? Okay. Wow. I guess not. I thought she was shooting. The ball just happened to end up in Fanaki's hands. But nevertheless, they say it was on the floor. And
looks like it's going to be on lock right there.
Now the official doesn't know who was. He said who was the foul on. He blew the whistle, and he asked who the foul was on.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. This is not.
It's like drawing out of a hat right here, and you don't like it because it could put Arkadelphia in a predicament. It should go on lock, it would appear, and that's who he's going to call it on the reach. But Coach Alexander over there is a very animated coach, and at the same time he was right in the ear of the official and got the call. But fortunately that's 3 on Olivia right there, but it was on her. It was, and I think Coach Klein was taking that time to lobby that Kaylin was actually shooting on that play. I think he was right. I thought that's what it was going to be. Haley Nix goes in, shot up no good, but a foul is going to be called. And Haley Nix is going to the free throw line for the Lady Badgers. One thing you see, Chris, in that 1-3-1 also is when the ball's on one wing, the opposite defender is usually dropping to the opposite block. And so when you reverse the ball back over to Nix, she pump fakes, and that girl's trying to come out and challenge and did a good job of being aggressive and getting to the basket, now rewarded with free throws. Well, I was going to say, as much as that one rattled around,
the Lady Badgers sure deserve for one to drop through, and they did. It's 17-12. See if Arkadelphia can make it 2 for 2 and make it a 4-point game. Good looking free throw. She felt it as soon as she released that one, G, and as soon as she shot it, she started stepping backwards. That felt good. And it's a 4-point lead now for Nashville. And the Scrapperettes have the ball.
It's one of the things, Chris, we try to tell our players, stay on the line until after the shot. But as you said, you could tell she felt that one was going in. And it's going to be a tough call right here on Fanaki. It looked like she got all ball up top, but he's going to wind up saying that it was more on the body than anything.
I think sometimes that's the second personal foul on Fanaki. Subs will come in for the Nashville Scrappers. It's Macy Morris replacing LaShannon Cooper, and Haven Cooper will replace Hannah Fanaki. Hannah just picked up her second foul, and Coach Klein doesn't want 2 players to have 3 fouls before they go into that halftime break.
Big spot here for the junior Cooper to step in and give them some quality last couple of minutes here and preserve, as you said, Fanaki from picking up that 3rd foul. One thing I like here about the Lady Badgers is with Kaylin Rook-Sims and Whitaker both on the floor at the same time, do a pretty good job of kind of calming everybody down, and now Coach Klein's going to take a timeout.
So timeout on the floor, 1 minute, 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Nashville 19, Arkadelphia 13. It's a big offensive possession, Garrett. It's a 6-point game. It's 2 possession. A good offensive possession with execution that ends in a basket sure could be huge as we come up on this last minute and a half of the second quarter.
Well, and as we've seen here in this first half, there's a lot of shots that have rattled around and came out, and you're still down 6 with an opportunity here, as you said, to cut into the lead, and Arkadelphia's right where they want to be, especially against a really explosive Nashville offense. Kaylin right there, pretty close, because there's not a lot of room over there on the side there, and being a little crowded right in front of her face.
All the way to the hole, Jamari. Nice take by Jamari Whitaker. The senior guard makes it a 4-point game, 19-15.
I'm going to say this is one of Jamari's better games that she's had. It is senior night, but it seems like she's a lot more aggressive than what she has been over the past couple of games.
Another offensive rebound. Shot is up and good for Macy Morris. Offensive rebounding has been what's kept Nashville in this one. Nice dish off from Jamari Whitaker to Haven Cooper. Haven Cooper gets in the score, 2 straight possessions for the Lady Badgers. Now, you just got to hope that on this next shot, if Nashville misses, you can take care of the box out and get the defensive rebound.
Well, once again,
inside position.
That's been the toughest thing here in the first half, is second and third chance opportunities. In Nashville, they're too good not to capitalize on something like that.
A quick shot in the possession, and the long long shot that was off the mark caught Arkadelphia defense off guard, and Nashville got another offensive rebound and an easy putback this time.
Looks like Coach Klein's telling them to kind of run a set right here, and you don't necessarily have to run it all the way down, but you would like to. You would like to be able to get a quality shot. That's a great pass right there. Go up, baby. Looked like a foul. Maybe she bobbled it.
Nice pass by Kaylin Rook-Sims there from the left baseline across to the backside to Haven. Just couldn't quite come up with the catch in the basket. That was big. And now here we are again, a defensive end on the last possession. You got to have a stop.
Yeah, and they're going right here to Potter, and she's got it in her hands. Need to stop. No foul right here. Got lucky right there, Chris. An opportunity to get 2 shots at it.
So your halftime score, Nashville 23, Arkadelphia 17, and the Lady Badgers are fortunate that it's only a 6-point deficit, Because you look at that as a coach, you're going into the halftime locker room. What are your first thoughts as you go into the halftime locker room right now?
Well, I'm telling the ladies right off the bat is, hey, we're still in a really good position here to win this ball game, but at the same time, you got to look and see, well, they've executed on the offensive end with second and third chance opportunities. They've knocked down their free throws. And on the flip side, though, we've missed some easy shots as well and could easily be tied or perhaps have the lead. So you got to think, hey, we're in a good situation, but, you know, these girls are going to feed off of this crowd, and that's one thing that I've seen throughout the year, too, especially here at home. You're going to get their best for the last 16 minutes, and I expect a good performance by the Lady Badgers here in the second half.
Yeah, you don't want to make it too trivial, but, you know, offensive rebounding has been, if there's one thing that a coach is going to point to in this game, it's going to be what has killed us. It's been the offensive rebound for the other team.
You start to see fatigue kind of kick in just a little bit, especially with Fanaki and those ladies that have played pretty much the whole first half right there. And so that's one thing about Coach Klein, too, is he likes to play man-to-man, but he gets back in that zone, too, because he feels like, you know, hey, look, we've got to save our legs. We've got to preserve that all the way for 32 minutes. And so that's going to be key here. Fanaki's got 2 fouls. You don't want her to pick up a cheap one right early on. And I can guarantee you Coach Alexander's saying to himself, hey, you keep going attacking the glass. And that's one thing that Nashville that's what they're known for. They're going to throw a shot up, and they're going to follow it up time and time again. And so the Lady Badgers are going to have to put a good plan together. But at the same time, I understand, hey, really, we're 2 possessions out of this game right here, so it's nothing that they can't overcome.
All right, again, your halftime score, Arkadelphia trailing Nashville 23-17. It is halftime of the girls' game on senior night. After the girls' conclusion of the varsity girls game, we'll have senior night ceremonies, and we will keep our live stream going. And obviously, you'll be you'll be on the back side of the seniors and won't be able to see them line up per se and face the crowd. But we'll keep that senior ceremony going, and then we'll be back for tip-off of the boys. But again, it's halftime. Arkadelphia trailing Nashville 23-17, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay. Welcome back to Arkadelphia High School, where the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers trail the Nashville Scrapperettes 23-17 as we start the second half. And Nashville will have possession to start things off here in the third quarter. Chris Babb here along with Garrett Garner as we get things underway in this 4A7 girls showdown. Get it ready to head into the final week of the season, the regular season, after this game. Nice defensive possession out of the half there as Arkadelphia gets a tied ball. Hannah Fanaki and Haven Cooper there with the post defense, Garrett.
I really like Kaylin Rook-Sims being able to start here in the second half, and she seemed to be a little bit of a spark plug for this Badger offense, Lady Badger offense, and let's see if she continues to kind of run the show some.
And also with Olivia Locke having those three fouls, she is not starting the second half. Dangerous skip pass there from Haley Nix, but nice catch by Jamari. And Kaylin looks inside for Hannah Fanaki and then pulls it back out.
Good tough drive there, but Nashville just kind of swallowed her up, and looks like Fanaki was expecting her to maybe dish it off to her right there, and maybe Kaylin was, but got a little bit too deep.
Nice help defense there by Hannah Fanaki. Gets a fingertip on the shot from Rayleigh Potter. And as the Scrapperettes were trying to get the defensive rebound, they stepped out of the offensive rebound. They stepped out of bounds, and the ball will go over to the Lady Badgers.
So Arkadelphia running a little 4-out, 1-in set right here, and Cooper kind of looked like she might have thought about shooting it and then decided to pass the last second.
2-on-1. Here's Jamari. Nice dish off. Nice help by Haven Cooper. And Coach Ron Alexander is going to call a quick timeout. Don't know if he's wanting that timeout to settle his troops. I thought he might be trying to talk to the officials, lobby to the officials, but didn't quite talk to them, so something he didn't like there in the first minute and a half.
Well, anything about Coach Alexander is this, at halftime for his side, we were talking about the Lady Badgers and what Coach Klein's saying. I can guarantee you Coach Alexander was trying to light a fire under his girls a little bit. He's not used to seeing his girls kind of play so sluggish here and miss some opportunities. And that 2-on-1, he feels like more times than not it should be an easy basket for the Lady Scrapperettes. One thing we did talk about, Chris, too, is Nashville's really good on these inbound plays right here, so Arkadelphia's got to do a good job of not falling asleep and giving up an easy basket.
Another nice inbounds play as Rayleigh Potter threw the ball in and then snuck around the curl almost. Couldn't quite get the pass back from Macy Morris. That might stay with Arkadelphia because it was tipped by Nashville, but that is a fortunate break for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. Haley Nix went in full speed, just couldn't quite get anything to go.
And the sophomore is going to learn as she gets a little bit more in her development and career that she can pull up right there, two-step jump stop and be able to just come down with it. Good pass there. Really like to see Nix just go up right there.
I don't think she was expecting that, and I think she might have thought she was getting ready to travel and had to get rid of the ball, but she was wide open on the block there for the power move and couldn't quite get it. We're going to stay on this end now. Haven Cooper, she was open, and it just looked from our vantage point, G, that she caught the ball a little bit with her palms too much and tried to shoot that one a little bit in too much of a hurry without having
a delayed whistle there. It looked like.
Sorry about the camera. I think the fans at home missed that one, but the Scrapperettes did stand a step on the sideline when they tried to save that ball.
One thing about these long passes, too, is the Lady Badgers are going to have to do a better job of meeting the passes so there's not to where you leave them so long and allow the Lady Scrapperettes to undercut the passes and get a chance for some turnovers. Arkadelphia looks like they're going a little man-to-man here, Chris, and that's something that we've seen be positive, but at the same time, you got to put a body on somebody, limit them to one shot like they did right there.
Widen out a little bit, Haven. It might be there, but Kaylin didn't have an angle, and then a turnover is committed. And the Scrappers are on the move. Quick ahead to Potter. Has Morris underneath, but can't see around Fanaki. And then a foul is going to be called on Hannah Fanaki. That's a tough one, and that's the third personal foul on Hannah Fanaki. And Ashari Whitaker is going to have to come into the game to replace Fanaki.
I hate to say it this way, but you almost would have been lobbying for that to go for Kaylin Rooks-Sims, just in the standpoint if she's not in foul trouble, and keep Fanaki out there and then have that happen right there off the inbound.
Off the inbounds play, the Lady Badgers lose track of a player almost and over and back there. And the Lady Badgers have it on the left corner. Skip pass to Jamari Whitaker. Three-pointer up for Jamari. Good for Jamari Whitaker. The senior gets one to go, and it's a 5-point game.
Jamari's playing really well here in this ball game, and that's a good cross-court pass there by Cooper and setting her up, and Arkadelphia's got to get a stop right here.
There it was, steal by Jamari Whitaker. She's got to step on her defender, layup, good for Jamari Whitaker. And the senior has cut this Nashville deficit to 3.
I might be biased,
time
Chris.
out, Nashville.
I'm telling you, there's not a single person in this conference that can run with that girl right there when she gets going full speed.
There's not. Good to see from the senior Jamari Whitaker. Knocks down the 3, then flashes in front of a pass and gets a steal. Gee, you couldn't have asked for much better first 3.5 minutes of the third quarter for Arkadelphia. It started slow for both teams, but Arkadelphia got on a real. We're talking about 5 points, 2 baskets, but in a game like this, 5 points is a lot.
Absolutely, and Arkadelphia's come out, as we said, down by 6 at halftime, only trail by 3 now. And the one thing that you're starting to see, though, are plays like that where seniors are stepping up and starting to see that senior leadership lead just a little bit for this Lady Badgers team. Fanaki going out now, so somebody else has got to step up. You look out there on the floor right now, Chris, and you've got 2 seniors, but you also have 3 sophomores, and these girls are going to have to grow up here pretty quick in these big pivotal games down the stretch for their season.
Nice job of guarding the inbounds play from the sideline. Mary Jane Adame, Haley Nix, Ashari Whitaker, Kaylin Rooks-Sims, and Jamari Whitaker on the floor for Arkadelphia, trailing by 3 to the Nashville Scrapperettes. Ball reversal. You just kind of see a little bit more of a jump in the pep in the step of the Lady Badgers. Nice ball defense that time by Haley Nix. Everybody wanted to walk. Jamari Whitaker gets another steal, layup. Counted and a foul for Jamari Whitaker. 7 straight for the senior. And it's 25-24. Jamari can go to the free throw line and tie things up.
One thing you love to see about this Lady Badger team, throughout the season they've had some struggles and different things throughout, but I'm telling you, that bench stays engaged, and right there they wanted nothing more for the senior to make the layup and hope she cashes in right here to tie this ball game up.
This time it was from the left side. The free throw is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Nashville. Scrapperettes have the ball in a 1-point lead.
That's Sister right there.
Sister Ashari with the block shot. She'll slow things down, get it to Jamari, to Kaylin Rooks-Sims. Nice catch by Kaylin. Nice job of not. Kick it back out to Sis. Ashari takes the shot. No good, and a rebound to Nashville. I know that everybody was almost won that one extra pass. When you got someone that's hot, feed them, see if they can get another one in. Instead, the Scrapperettes are able to get the defensive rebound.
And Chris, that goes back to saying, too, she's a sophomore. She'll learn that as she progresses on. You kind of go with the hot hand right there. But we've seen her knock that shot down time and time throughout this season. But right there, looks like Kaylin, well, now they're going to call it on Nashville. Moving screen. You're starting to see that more, too, on the dribble handoffs. They've got to be established and set. And right there, that's somebody I don't want to run into. Kaylin Rooks-Sims through that screen.
I think Kaylin won that in more ways than one. Foul was called on Nashville as well. Get your feet set. You might as well try it. You're feeling it. Three-pointer. Oh, just nice job by Mary Jane Adame. But Ashari doesn't quite have her feet set the right way, and the rebound is to Nashville. Nice job by the Mary Jane Adami in the land of the trees. Another block shot, this time Ashari Whitaker. Kaylin Rook-Sims trying to get Jamari to go to the left side, not there, so she pulls it back out, goes all the way in. Shot is up, and a foul is going to be called. Nice take on the baseline by Kaylin Rook-Sims, and she's going to go to the line and try to give Arkadelphia a 1-point lead. One of the things I liked on that possession, Jamari's in front of her. Kaylin knew she didn't have an angle. She's trying to get her to widen out to the backside, but instead of trying to force something, she pulled it out, and then she went to the baseline to try to draw the foul.
And that's what you see, Chris, time and time again with these both point guards playing together. There's an opportunity right there for the actually the sophomore directing the senior and telling her, you know, basically she's being her eyes and telling her, hey, you got somebody in between you. But hopefully Kaylin Rook-Sims cashes in right here to tie this thing up.
Second free throw is good, and we are tied at 25.
The pace of play now has started to go in the favor of Arkadelphia, and now Nashville, you can see that their lack of depth perhaps is starting to play a little bit of a factor here in the third quarter.
First 5.5 minutes, it's been an 8-2 Arkadelphia run, and they'll have a chance to extend that after an unforced error on the Scrapperettes, gives Arkadelphia the ball.
So now
Olivia Locke will come in to replace Kaylin Rook-Sims after Kaylin went down hard on that last foul. She's going to go over and get a little breather and get ready to come back in.
Yeah, and you hope Locke doesn't pick up a foul here early on and can buy Kaylin Rook just a little bit of time. And great drive there by Nick. She's so strong once she gets that ball up there. You think it's got a chance almost every time when she gets it on the glass.
Nashville bails Nix out with a foul. That was on Macy Morris, her second. And Arkadelphia is going to the free throw line with a chance to have a lead for the first time tonight, I believe. First free throw off the right side of the rim. It's the backboard and drops off no good on the left side. And Nix will try to knock down her second to make it 2 of the last 4 for the Lady Badgers from the free throw line.
Nix got a little bit of right to left movement right there. See if she makes the adjustment. Looks like she does. And Arkadelphia takes the lead.
So 26-25 now, and this third quarter has been the quarter for the Lady Badgers. Garrett, we've seen several times as nice hustle that time. And what's going to happen with this one? We've got a jump ball, and the possession arrow will stay with Nashville. Boy, you love seeing the hustle there from Haley Nix getting on the floor and causing disruption in the Scrapperette offense.
And Coach Klime's trying to lobby for that timeout right there and get it, and knew he was still a possession away.
3 Lady Badgers on the floor at the same time. Olivia Locke ties that ball up. Gee, there's Lady Badgers diving all over the floor everywhere. You love the energy, the way they're playing.
And it's contagious, Chris, because you're starting to see now the play of Jamari has now inspired some of these other younger players. And as I mentioned now, look on the floor. You got 1 senior, you got 4 sophomores. This is a good group of sophomores right here that have a chance to do some special things for this Lady Badger program. And now they're going to get a lot of playing experience here, leading them into postseason play. Nashville really active in that zone and have some active hands, and each pass has got to be really crisp. What's it called?
Haley Nix on the soft spot. Nice job of squaring up. The jumper is too strong. A rebound over to Nashville. Quickly ahead. Can Jamari get in time back for this one? Layup, no good, but she disrupted it enough to cause the missed layup, and Haley Nix gets the rebound. Another great defensive effort from Jamari Whitaker. Huge pass to Olivia Locke. That was just a great catch by Olivia. Look at the defense there from Kaylin Rook-Sims. Almost another steal. Lady Badgers are getting all over the floor. You love the way they're playing in this third quarter, G.
High intensity right now, and now you're just hoping that you can take the lead right in here going into the fourth quarter. Going to have to get a stop here, and let's see if Nashville tries to milk it all the way down or if they're going to go ahead and look for an easy shot, and they're going to get a backdoor layup right here.
Oh
wow.
Man. Just another break for the Lady Badgers. Gee, there have been so many breaks go the Lady Badgers' way. You just feel like if you can take advantage of some of those, it might be your night. Kaylin Rook-Sims layup, no good. She's not going to get the foul call there, just going up a little bit too quickly. And now here you come, the third quarter in a row where Nashville has had the ball in the last possession. Arkadelphia trying to get a stop.
Got to get out on Potter right here.
Missed shot. Rook-Sims, and a foul is going to be called on Nashville. In the first half, Arkadelphia was whistled for 6 fouls before Nashville was whistled for 1. And now the foul count is 4-1. 8.8 actually is what's on the board. Jamari Whitaker will get the ball, and she'll have a chance to penetrate or dish. Kaylin Rook-Sims, 4 seconds, into Haley Nix. Shot up at the double dribble is what was called, so no shot, and that will be the end of the third period. But the Arkadelphia Badgers, after trailing 23-17 at halftime, outscore Nashville 9-2 in the third quarter, and they are going into the fourth quarter with a 26-25 lead.
Well, I can't say it enough that, you know, we looked at a score at halftime. It was 23-17.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at the scoreboard, and Arkadelphia outscored them right there, 9-2 of all things. And like we said, for some reason, maybe that goal down there, maybe a little stiff. I don't know what it is, but so many times tonight, even Arkadelphia in the first half. But needless to say, Arkadelphia, that doesn't take anything away from them. They're pushing the ball in transition. Jamari Whitaker herself got on a 7-0 run to spark this Lady Badger team. And now I expect to see Fanaki back in, which she looks like she is coming in. And with those 3 fouls, you expect her now to hopefully be able to dominate the paint here in the fourth quarter.
Good lineup on the floor for Arkadelphia. It will be Nashville's ball again as we start the fourth quarter, but on the floor for the Lady Badgers, Olivia Locke, Jamari Whitaker, Kaylin Rook-Sims, Ashari Whitaker, and Hannah Fanaki. A good 5 for Arkadelphia to keep up this defensive intensity and make something happen on the offense and defensive ends both.
The thing I really like about Locke and Jamari and Kaylin Rook, all of them are good quality on-ball defenders, and now you've got some length and size, and this is buying a few minutes here for Nix to get a breather and perhaps be able to come back in and finish strong.
Kaylin Rook-Sims whistled for the foul, only the second team foul called against the Lady Badgers here in the second half. That is the first foul on Kaylin.
Arkadelphia plays really good team defense. You can tell there's a lot of communication talking on the screens right there, and now you got to recover out to the shooter.
Don't recover too much. Three-pointer is good for the Scrapperettes. That was Eric Bertado, and the Scrapperettes retake the lead, 28-26. Nice job by Whitaker of not traveling. Shot to Locke, pass to Locke, and the basket is good in the middle of the lane. And we're tied at 28. Good look there by Kaylin, a good shot by Olivia Locke.
Talking about the senior right there. Didn't panic in the lane, did a good job of finding the shooter, and the sophomore Locke knocks it down. It's a good opportunity right here now for Arkadelphia to get another stop and try to get the lead back. Good hands there by Whitaker.
She's on the floor. Great job by Jamari Whitaker. Ashari with the crossover, 3-on-2, but she's going to pull it back out to Jamari on the left side to Olivia Locke. That's going to be a reaching foul against Eric Bertado. Nice job by Jamari Whitaker on the defensive end of the floor, knocking a ball loose, getting on the floor, and then keeping it alive and getting it to Ashari.
Well, we mentioned it earlier in the game. Jamari, she's so long right there. She has an opportunity more times than not. If somebody crosses over right in front of her face, she does a good job of really being able to get her hands on those loose basketballs and diving on the floor, saving the possession arrow. That goes a long way here with the timeout.
30-second timeout called by Arkadelphia. It'll be Lady Badger basketball. Let's kind of reset the game as we'll try to pan over to the scoreboard you can see there in the background, or background music provided by the Arkadelphia Badger Pride pep band tonight. 28-28 here in the fourth quarter. 16 fouls called against Nashville, 2 against Arkadelphia. So the next time Arkadelphia is fouled, the Lady Badgers will go to the free throw line. 3 timeouts left for both teams, and the possession arrow is with the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers.
Well, that'll just tell you, too, Chris, that it's a tale of two halves, because in the first half, Nashville was definitely the more aggressive team, and Arkadelphia is here in the second half, and it shows on the scoreboard with the foul count.
Nice job by Jamari Whitaker of getting open on the inbounds play. That's going to be a foul on Nashville. Chloe Graham. She tried to flash for the steal, but didn't quite have position. She went through the body of Mary Jane Adame, and now Mary Jane will go to the free throw line.
Opportunity here for the senior to step up and knock down a couple of big free throws. It's a 1-and-1. She's got to cash in on the first, but that's one thing that you can say is you got a senior up there that's been in a couple of moments like this throughout her career.
First free throw off the glass.
Banks open.
Banks open on a Friday night in Arkadelphia.
Shari got a little antsy right there and held herself up. It looked like it was fixing to be a lane violation, and you hate to see her take points off the board.
Second free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Hannah Fanaki controls it, dishes off to Ashari Whitaker, and the putback is good. Hannah Fanaki, you can't coach height and size, G, and that's what that was. Fanaki, nice soft hands of getting the rebound and finding Ashari.
That's one thing that Fanaki has done a great job of, and now it looks like she's going to pick up here her fourth foul and trying to rotate over. Can't say it enough, though. As we've said, Arkadelphia's got a lot of length, and that pays off right there, just kind of tipping it to herself and credit her for having the awareness of knowing that Ashari is right there, and Ashari, the sophomore, going up strong to extend the lead.
Rayleigh Potter goes to the free throw line for the Scrapperettes. Nashville made a living at the free throw line in the first half. Haven't been to the line as much this second half, but when they've been there, they've cashed in. Potter hits both, and it's a 1-point game now.
Potter, that's one thing early on in this game. She asserted herself early, and she's kind of cooled off here in the second half, but seeing a couple free throws usually go in as a coach, you like to see that from one of your better players and perhaps an opportunity for her to get it going for them. Good rebound.
Offensive rebound there from Mary Jane Adame. Mary Jane gets the pass back out to Hannah Fanaki, dishes it off. Fanaki, good. Thank you very much there, says Hannah Fanaki, courtesy of Mary Jane Adame, and maybe a Scrapperette hand, and the lead is back to 3. That's going to be a foul on Jamari Whitaker. Potter has consistently shown that when she has the ball on the point, she's going to jab step to the left, bring it back around to the right side. Jamari tried to guess what she was, sorry about the camera jerk there. Jamari tried to guess where she was going, and then she got whistled for the reach in.
Yeah, Potter definitely is the best offensive option that they have right now as far as aggressiveness goes. And something that you're going to see now is Jamari perhaps going to take her away maybe just a little bit more, and Coach Alexander's going to call a timeout.
Jamari gets the defensive assignment of Rayleigh Potter. I like that matchup for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers as long as they don't try to get Potter off of some screen. That's what I look for Coach Alexander possibly to do is try to get Potter open off of a screen off of Jamari Whitaker.
Well, that's one thing that we did end up seeing earlier on was that on those inbound plays, they did a really good job of trying to get her the ball off that little curl. Ball's going to be inbounded right here on the side, and you could see something more times than not. Maybe they're trying to run her to the corner and get a double screen on the block, or even what we always try to caution our kids and telling them, hey, watch the inbounder, because more times than not, throw it in and the inbounder steps right back in with some kind of ball screen action and setting her up here with a 3. So one thing I will say, though, is Arkadelphia right here. I can tell you right now, Coach Klein, I wouldn't be surprised to see him switch up his defense right here. Coach Alexander's in the huddle right now. We see this numerous times. You're drawing up a play for maybe a man off or a man defense, and they come out and show you a little zone. It looks like Arkadelphia's going to stick in that man, though.
Automatic timer on the – let's restart it, fellas. Blow the whistle. All right, automatic timer on the timeout buzzer went off after they had said it, so now we're ready to go, and we'll just catch our clock up to the seconds we lost there on that. Mary Jane Adame with the on-ball defense. A little bit of contact, no foul called, and Scrapperette's a backside pass to the other wing. They're going to try to get that 5th foul on Hannah Fanaki. Let's see who that foul is on. Surely that's on the help.
Looks like it's going to be on Mary Jane right there. You got to hope just from the standpoint of keeping Fanaki in the game. But I will say this, you're starting to see now that Jamari is not playing as much help side because she's more or less face guarding Potter right there and trying to keep her from catching the basketball and being the creator that she has been throughout most of this night.
Nashville misses a free throw. It hadn't happened very much tonight. Now let's see on the next Nashville possession if the Scrapperettes try to get Hannah Fanaki out of the game with that 5th foul. Let's see. Anxious to see what Nashville's strategy is. The previous few possessions, they had not shown what they did there is to feed it inside to the post player that Fanaki was guarding.
Well,
zone defense for now from Nashville again.
And you don't want to see Arkadelphia necessarily go into some kind of stall game, but at the same time, if they have to get out of that zone and get into a little bit of a man, you're taking them out of their comfort zone a little bit, and now an opportunity for Arkadelphia to perhaps execute and be able to get some easy basket right underneath the basket to Nix.
Nice job by Macy Morris of Nashville to stay vertical. She blocked that shot out of bounds, and it will stay with Arkadelphia. Kaylin Rook-Sims will trigger the inbounds pass. They're going to go to the right side. It looks like they might try to swing it to the right side for another shot, but they were just trying to get the ball in and set up an offense. Whew, dangerous pass there. Haley Nix fortunate to not lose that one. Jamari for 3, off the glass, no good. Rebound to Hannah Fanaki, put that up. She gets this off to Haley Nix. Shot is blocked, but a foul is going to be called on Nashville. Looked like it was must have gotten her either down low, or he called the foul was on the wrist or the arm. And that foul was on Macy Morris of Nashville, her 3rd, and Haley Nix is going to the line for 2 for the Lady Badgers.
And you got to think if Fanaki really, at that moment, realized where she's at, she probably would have gone right back up with it. The pass ended up working out because we got the foul out of it, but you're hoping that Nix can cash in right here on these free throws.
First one is off the back of the rim, no good. A flat arcing shot there for Haley Nix.
We've seen her numerous times here tonight at the free throw line, though missed the first one, make the adjustment, and be able to account for the second free throw and hopefully see it go through to extend this lead.
It looks like she lines up a little left of center. That one's off to the right, no good. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mary Jane Adame, and it's still 33-30 with Lady Badgers with the lead as we come on 4 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter.
And as a coach, you like to see the lead extended out, especially with the clock stopped, but Arkadelphia unable to do so right there. Now they're going to have to get another stop here and try to keep it out of Potter's hands.
Doesn't look like they're going to try to. Now they're going high post to Hannah Fanaki, and that was very close to being her 5th foul. It was not called. She did a nice job of not fouling, and now Jamari Whitaker is on the move. Blocking foul not called. It doesn't matter. Layup good from Jamari, and it's 35-30. Quickly the other way. Bratato brings it up for the Scrapperettes.
And Jamari did a good job almost in her own way of sidestepping that charge set up right there, and did a good job of just going all the way up, and she's having herself a tremendous game here on senior night.
They're going to work on Mary Jane. Nice job by Mary Jane. Staying still. Jamari's going to, do I want to go? I might as well. I'm going to go all the way in. Layup too strong. No good. Rebound to Potter. 2-on-2. Hannah Fanaki jogging back. She has 4. Nice job by Mary Jane of just getting in the way. Rebound to Morris. Shot up. No good. And a foul is going to be called. Is on Nix or Fanaki? It is on Nix. And that will stop the clock as we go just under 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Arkadelphia leading by 5. Macy Morris to the line to try to make it a 1-possession game.
Once again, the free throws have been something that's kind of kept Nashville to extend the lead early in the ball game here in the second half. Haven't shot as well, but a pretty veteran team. They're going to be able to step up there and knock some shots down. So Arkadelphia's got to value each possession and do a good job of not turning the basketball over here late in the game.
35-32. As Jamari Whitaker takes a seat, Olivia Locke with the layup, no good. Gets her own, puts it back in. Offensive rebounding this time for the Lady Badgers. Has put the lead back to 5, and there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Arkadelphia 37-32 now. Wide open on the left side. Potter for 3, no good. Fanaki just got her 5th foul as Macy Morris got just enough of a body fake, and that will be the 5th foul on Hannah Fanaki. The Lady Badger crowd did not agree with that one.
You hate to see that right there.
Yep.
I'm going to say more times than not, referees are going to go ahead and call it right there. But what a great game by the senior. getting a well-deserved standing ovation from the home crowd. And I tell you, played one of her best games this season.
Yep. Good game by Hannah Fanaki. She leaves with the Lady Badgers leading by 5. Now make it 4 as Macy Morris knocks the first free throw down.
And one thing you'll notice about the Scrapperettes right there on the free throw, Chris, is that the two girls that are on the block, they're going to try to cross each other and try to get it to where you can't really block them out. And they almost got a chance for an offensive rebound right there.
Ashari passes up the 3, drives in, dish off. No, wow. Glenn called a traveling violation against Arkadelphia. That was a tough call.
You'd see those two. It takes points off the board, extend the lead out to 6, and now we're still at 4, right at the 2-minute mark here. Got to get a stop.
Yep, that was a tough call there against Arkadelphia after a great move, great pass.
We're at the point in the game, too, Chris, where every foul now stops the clock and allows
both
your
teams
chance
are
to
in
get
the
free
1-and-1.
throws.
Three-pointer on the way, off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, stolen away by Olivia Locke, but they are going to call a tie ball. And it will stay with Nashville. Jamari Whitaker has her breather, and she'll come in for the final 1:45. Strategic sub there. You got Jamari Whitaker, the break she needed, did Coach Klein. They also kept the lead, and she comes back into the game with Arkadelphia still leading by 4.
Shari's got to get around 30 right there and not play behind her, and it's a good shot right there. Arkadelphia's got to have a good quality possession right here, not get sped up. So I've got a timeout by Coach Klein.
Coach Klein's going to call a timeout. So 1 minute, 34 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Arkadelphia 37, Nashville 35. Timeout, Arkadelphia. Coach Klein, Coach G, what is Coach Klein talking about it right now?
Well, right now I try to tell my kids a lot of times too, we don't have a shot clock. They're in the situation where they're going to try to take some gambles right here, even down 2. Be patient with the basketball, meet all passes. Don't try to do anything risky right here. You still have 2 timeouts. If you get in trouble and you feel like you're about to turn it over or do something crazy, go ahead and use that timeout. I'm thinking right now with Fanaki being out of the game, you're probably looking to your senior, and you're looking at Jamari Whitaker here, perhaps trying to get something towards the basket. More times than not, when we're driving right now, we're getting our post slipping right there, and she can dish it off and get an easy layup, and then you got to go down and get a stop. But the worst thing you want right now is to either get a turnover and leads to a layup, or get a wild shot that you get an over the back or something crazy. A loose ball foul allows them to go down and get free throw opportunities while the clock's stopped and not running.
On the floor for Arkadelphia, Kaylin Rook-Sims, Haley Nix, Jamari Whitaker, Olivia Locke, and Ashari Whitaker. They're going to run Kaylin Rook-Sims and Olivia Locke at the guards, and now Jamari's going to come up. 2-3 zone from Nashville out of the timeout, and they'll extend it and see how this goes. Arkadelphia is going to have to take care of the ball. And we'll widen the screen out as Arkadelphia looks like they're going to try to penetrate and kick it out.
Chris, I'm sitting here. Man, I'm just every time you see these passes, and it just seems like you got margin the right people out there.
Your margin of error is 0.
5 seconds here. Okay, he gets a timeout. So now Coach Klein's thinking to himself, hey, we got the 5-second count that can go and can go against us right there. More times than not, you're going to see that high post wide open, and that's Ashari. So if she can step to the ball and be an outlet, that's going to help them out a ton.
1 timeout left for Arkadelphia, 2 for Nashville. Let's take a look at the game reset now. 37-35, Arkadelphia leads by 2 here in the fourth quarter. Both teams are in the 1-and-1. Possession arrow is with the Scrapperettes. No, excuse me, the Lady Badgers. Sorry about that. I was looking over at the table. The possession arrow is with the Lady Badgers, so Arkadelphia would have the ball on a tie-up. Both teams in the 1-and-1. 1 timeout left for Arkadelphia, 2 for the Nashville Scrapperettes. G, your margin of error is almost 0 offensively because you don't want to have a turnover out in the middle of the half court to give Nashville an easy one.
Absolutely, and you're trying to tell your ball handlers right now, you got to think that if they turn their back, Nashville's going to send one of their guards right at the top, right behind to try to steal it away. Looks like Nashville's going to go back to their 2-3, maybe extend it out just a little bit. They're going to try to get it out of the guard's hands. Pretty smart right here. Shari's got to come to the ball right here and be an outlet.
They're going to get Jamari to come to the ball.
That's good.
Right there.
That's
good job. You had a third guard there for Arkadelphia.
If I'm Nashville right here, I'm thinking, who do I want to foul perhaps to put on the line right here at the end of the ball game? And maybe you got to get out of that corner right there, Olivia. Oh, no.
Baseball pass stolen away. And the Lady Badgers need to play solid defense without fouling.
Like Coach Alexander looks like he's going to let it play out right here. Got to see Potter. Got to know where Potter's at. Deny her the basketball.
Jumper in the middle of the lane is good. And we are tied at 37 with 18 seconds remaining in the game.
All right, so now what you got right here is you got an opportunity for Arkadelphia with quite a bit of time. I mean, 18 seconds can be a long time, but what you'd like to have is a shot and an opportunity for a rebound.
Yep.
And best case scenario is right now is I would be willing to bet that you're going to see now go back to the 1-3-1 instead of the 2-3. Now, with a full timeout here for Coach Klein, for Coach Alexander, what I'm thinking though as Coach Klein, I'm drawing up two plays. I'm drawing up perhaps a play to say, hey, look, if they come out in that 2-3, this is what we're going to do. If they're in that 1-3-1, this is what we want to look at. And I guarantee you he's done that right now, and the girls are going to be ready to execute right here. You don't want to go so fast, though, that you give Nashville an opportunity to get that second opportunity right here. So I'll be willing to bet right now that they're going to run it down at least to about 10 seconds and then go and try to get at least a second look here.
Looks like Nashville will pick up Arkadelphia at half court, and now they're going to extend that out. Jamari Whitaker will take it, facing.
And they're doing this zone press right here to more or less slow things down and allow Arkadelphia to perhaps run some clock. 8 seconds on the clock now. Get in there, ball.
Ashari, no good. Rebound, tie up. That's going to stay with Arkadelphia.
So Arkadelphia with possession underneath the basket. Let's see if Coach Klein elects to call his last timeout right here underneath the basket. He may not.
Yes, he just signaled for it.
Okay, good deal. So sometimes you're kind of thinking you want to call it. Sometimes you're iffy in case you can't get it in, and you can then call the timeout underneath the basket. So Arkadelphia right here, 2.4 seconds. It doesn't have to be a rush shot on the catch. So I'm thinking more or less, they're going to get something going right towards the basket. And I would look for Nix to be involved right here for something right at the front of the rim.
Nix or Jamari Whitaker. It looks like most of the time Kaylin Rooks-Sims has been the one to inbound this play, inbound the ball for Arkadelphia. You got a few options. Hannah Fanaki not in the game, so you're probably not going to hit the one on the block on the backside unless it's a Shari Whitaker. See what the Lady Badgers draw up out of the timeout. 2.4 remaining, or what's on the clock. You've got 2 seconds on your screen, 2.4 on the clock, and the Lady Badgers have one shot at a win or it's overtime.
And the one thing about it is if you catch her underneath the basket, even if you don't make the shot, try to get some contact because you're guaranteed free throws. Even if it's a reach-in foul right here, both teams are in the 1-and-1. Looks like Whitaker's got a clear lane to the basket right there.
Rooks-Sims will trigger the inbounds pass.
Got to be a shot. Got to be a shot. Now, didn't even get a shot off. I can read Coach Klein's lips. He's saying one pass and a shot right there, and I think he wanted Ashari to go up with it. So needless to say, Arkadelphia's done exactly what they needed to do this whole game. You hate to see it come to overtime, and now, especially with Hannah Fanaki not being able to play here in the 4-minute overtime. I wouldn't be surprised to see, Chris, Haven Cooper come into the game. A coach's kid, somebody that can kind of settle everybody down perhaps a little bit, another leader on the floor, and this could be an opportunity for her to step in and show some maturity right here for this youthful team that's on the floor. You got 3 sophomores. Now there is Cooper on the floor as the junior, and then the lone senior, Whitaker. So free throws are definitely going to be a key down the stretch right here. Both teams in the 1-and-1. Arkadelphia's got to get somebody back. There we go. Jamari's getting back because all Nashville had to do was tip it over to 25 and had an opportunity to get an easy layup. Yeah, defensive tip right there, Chris. They're just trying to get everybody set. It looks like they're going to stay in their man here. Good switch there by Haley Nix on the help side.
Sure would like something to happen for Arkadelphia to be able to recapture that momentum. And that was it. That was a turnover they needed. And the ball will go over to Arkadelphia. Now offensively, capitalize on that and get the momentum back that you had there in the third and fourth quarter.
So it looks like they're going to go 4 out, 1 in. Ashari being inside. Cooper not afraid to shoot it from outside, but at the same time, you look for her to be more inside. That's a great cross-court pass to Jamari right there.
Great cross-court pass from Haven Cooper to Jamari Whitaker. And the Lady Badgers strike first in overtime. 40-37. Great game so far by the senior Jamari Whitaker. Sure, we could use another defensive stop. There was the roll around of Rayleigh Potter over the screen. Shot no good. Rebound Morris. And a foul is going to be called on Haley Nix.
Great hustle play there. And you just hate to see the foul be the end result. But I will say this. What you're starting to see now is Potter's coming off those screens. And if we're going to trail behind her, she's just going to keep curling to the basket. Fortunate right there that she wasn't able to put that one in, and now make them earn it from the free throw line.
1-and-1. She misses, and we have a
Arkadelphia not too happy right there, but what you'd like to see is 2 hands on the rebound instead of trying to swat it and keep it to yourself. 5 seconds.
3-point lead for Arkadelphia. That came on the last offensive possession on a 3-pointer from Jamari Whitaker. Lady Badgers trailed 23-17 at halftime and used a 9-2 third quarter to take a lead. Good defensive rebound in an awkward spot there for Jamari Whitaker, Coach Garner.
She definitely put a body on Potter right there and did a good job of keeping her from getting the offensive position. Now Nix can't pick the ball up right there. Somebody's got to come and help her. And one.
My goodness, Arkadelphia got so fortunate there. The breaks have gone Arkadelphia's way tonight, and they deserve some. Haley Nix picked her dribble up a little bit too far out. She thankfully found Jamari Whitaker. And the layup down the middle of the lane for Bertado makes it a 3-point game on 2 minutes to go here now in overtime. Dare I say the first overtime. Take care of the ball, and that's a dangerous pass right there.
One thing you're seeing from Cooper as well as Nix, not as comfortable handling the basketball, so hoping that perhaps that they won't just hold the ball in the corner. Good drive there by Rook Sims, and now it's going to go off the body as well of hers, so it's a tough call right there.
Wow.
You can't get your head down right here. You got to get a stop, though, once again. 1.5 minutes left to go here, and got to know where Potter's at. Feels like
dead ball, dangerous pass there from Nashville. Here you go, Potter. She's going to go to the basket. You got to be ready for it. Kick out.
Feels like a perfect opportunity for a big defensive
Cooper
play.
On Cooper. Shot no good. Rebound, Haley Nix. Don't panic. Take care of the basketballs. We come up on 1 minute to go. Arkadelphia with a 3-point lead. When the Lady Badgers have been in this situation this year, they have struggled a few times. I know earlier in November, or maybe it was over Christmas, had the lead with 45 seconds left to go in 2 or 3 games, lost those games, and I know they worked on end-of-game situations several times in different practices. And it's for times like this that you work on those things back in November and December.
And it's amazing how when you practice those things over and over again and how they always present themselves in game-like situations. And this this team, this coaching staff's done a good job of taking those, in a sense, negative things that have happened early in the season and now turn them into positives and putting them in the right position here at the end of the game. So with the 3-point lead, Chris, what Coach Klein's more than likely, obviously you want to get the ball in right here. And once you get it in, now it's an opportunity for you to say, okay, they've got to foul us, all right? Take care of the basketball. But I guarantee you Nashville more than likely is probably not going to rush to
sorry, I'm stepping on your cord there.
They're not going to rush right away here to foul. They're going to try to get a steal. And guards, you can't turn your back. If you turn your back right here, they're going to bring somebody right behind you.
They will pressure Arkadelphia. And the inbounds in the backcourt. Haley Nix will trigger the inbounds pass. There's a nice dish off to Kaylin Rook-Sims. Ball dished off to Ashari Whitaker. And she'll pull it back out as we're at 50 seconds now to go. Haley Nix is fouled. And grabbed her around the shoulder.
Nix has got to get her composure right here, though, Chris. It's a 1-and-1. She struggled from the line here the last couple of times, basically gone 1 out of 4, and so now these are 2 big free throws right here. That's a good job there by Potter by stepping in and acknowledging that it was a hard foul, but she's also got to knock these free throws down.
1-and-1 situation. Big free throws for Arkadelphia. Good for Haley Nix. She knocks the first one down. It's a 2-possession game here with 1 more to come and 47 seconds remaining in the game, and Coach Klein will take his girls off the lane. You don't want to get a cheap foul on a missed free throw. Good for Haley Nix. 2 for 2 from the line. Timeout.
We got a sub, it looks like.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Yeah. I thought we had a timeout. I think the players thought it was a timeout too.
I see.
Now we do have a sub, Mary Jane Adame for Arkadelphia. Mary Jane Adame is going to come in for Haven Cooper, and we are ready to go. 44-39.
It's got a mismatch right here. We're going to have to switch Nix and Mary Jane. They do.
Nice recognition by the Lady Badgers there.
That's one thing about it, too, is you're going to see Nashville being down 5. They're going to try to attack the basket. They didn't have to settle for a 3 right there. Now they're going to get a chance to get points without the opportunity for.
They call her. Was she shooting on that foul? On that? They're giving her 2 shots.
They're going to give her 2. I mean, we've seen a couple times tonight where it looks like it should have gotten the free throws and didn't. And obviously, I know they're in the bonus, but at the same time, 1-and-1, you'd rather them earn it than be guaranteed 2 shots. She does make the first.
Offensive rebounding, G, in the first half killed Arkadelphia. The offensive rebounding of Nashville. It's not going to matter now. I bet we see some full court pressure here. Maybe just a little bit of full court pressure from Nashville.
Kaylin Rook-Sims has got to come get the basketball, too. She's got to be another guard that's going to be wanting the basketball here, even as a sophomore. Senior guard Jamari Whitaker. And the one thing about it, too, Chris, is there's no timeouts for the Lady Badgers, so you can't just take one just to get yourself out of a bad situation here. So 19 seconds, get a 3-point lead. Throw it in the backcourt to Cooper.
Catch the ball.
Going to foul, so 17 seconds here. You feel like if you can hit, and it's going to be 2 shots here with 10 fouls, so you just got to hit one and perhaps feel like, 17 seconds and everything that goes into it. But Arkadelphia definitely needs at least one right here to feel like putting the most pressure on Nashville.
That's too strong off the back of the rim, no good. Mary Jane Adame will check into the game if Haven makes this one. Substitution for Nashville, that's Adeline Dunn. 44-41, Arkadelphia needs this free throw to make it a 2-possession game.
Coach
Second free
giving
throw,
them the situation too.
No good. Rebound Nashville. A 3-pointer will tie it. Potter's their best option. She has the ball, but a timeout is called. As just out of our screen, Nashville had the numbers there set for a 3-pointer wide open from the right corner from Chloe Graham, but did not get it. So 44-41, Arkadelphia leads by 3. This time Nashville has to have the shot to go. Both teams are in the double bonus. Do you dare send Nashville to the free throw line and not risk the three-point shot.
Every coach has their own theory.
It comes down to this every time. Every coach has its own theory, and you're only wrong if it doesn't work. You're right all the time it works.
That's exactly right. Well, in this situation right here, I'm trusting my defense and saying, you know what, let's go ahead and play it out. Now, Coach Klein may have other ideas, but I'll say this, with 13.7 seconds on the clock, you'd love for them to run a little clock before they do foul. You don't want to automatically foul. You want some time to run off here. The one thing that you got to ask yourself, though, in that situation, if you do foul and they make the first and they intentionally miss the second, which team has practiced that? Which team has practiced that?
Right.
So right here, let's see what Arkadelphia does. They're going to go man-to-man, obviously. Whitaker on Potter right there. Got to deny her the basketball.
Gee, the Badger boys team has had a steal in a situation like this to get a win. It would have been nice there, but we didn't quite get it. And now we're going to the left side. Kick out. I'm going to keep it wide here. Three-pointer, short, no good. Rebound, Jamari Whitaker. And are they going to foul? They're not. And that's going to be the game. The Arkadelphia Badgers defeat the Nashville Scrapperettes 44-41 in overtime. Gee, the last possession, the Lady Badgers did what they needed to do defensively. They forced a long shot, a bad shot, probably not the shot that Nashville wanted. And then after Jamari Whitaker got the rebound, I think she was expecting contact and didn't get it.
Well, you got to think, too, Dunn, she's played sparingly throughout the night. You know, obviously first option was going to be Potter. And I would think if you were asked Coach Alexander right there what option Dunn was, he probably would have told you the fourth or the fifth option. Arkadelphia, credit them for taking Potter away and not panicking, and did a great job right there of finishing out an excellent ball game for these seniors, and a great job here now for us to honor them here with the ceremony.
It is senior night, and we will widen out the screen, and we will keep it here, and so you can hear the senior night ceremonies. Again, the final in the girls' game: Arkadelphia 44, Nashville 41. Senior night in just a few minutes.